believe it has to do with when the September 5th.
Oh,
It's when
early.
their Canadian neighbors are coming. So
Oh, cool.
so I need to put that in the right order.
Yeah.
And then the ninth annual tournament and fundraiser of Romp and Roar, Saturday, September 20th. And if you just want to have a good time, that is a good time. They
Nice.
And what was that for again?
That's for the Lions Club.
Okay,
It's
okay,
their
yeah, yeah.
annual fundraiser, and it is a crazy time. People dress in costumes. One of the holes you have to hit your golf ball sitting on a toilet, and there's all kinds of crazy things that they do at the different things.
Isn't there a pretty well-known picture of Brandon Hansen sitting on a toilet?
And that
Hitting a
could
ball?
be,
I think so.
could be, yeah. And then that's just Artists on the Air. We talked about that on every Tuesday, and the Chula Farmers Market. So we just have things going around. You know, we thought after Christmas we would slow down. Here it is August, and we haven't slowed down yet.
We never slow down. And then I
No.
do want to bring attention to the fact that the Bradley's Taekwondo annual haunted house, the dates have been
Yes, yes,
set.
yes.
Okay.
And so put your calendars ready. The dates are, and she'll have calendars out here soon. They're going to be open October 17th and 18th, October 24th and 25th, and of course on Halloween, October 31st. And the theme this year is Carnival. Ooh, it's gonna be scary.
Carn
But
evil.
But they're gonna have, of course, their 5,000 square feet of interactive haunt that you walk through, and then they'll actually have a little carnival set up outside.
Yeah.
There will be clowns, and it will be terrifying, and there are actors involved.
Brace yourselves.
Yes. So
Brace
this
yourselves.
is their largest fundraiser throughout the year, so definitely check that out. And then if you're too afraid of their super scary haunt, we put on a family-friendly haunt in association with Bradley's at our house, and we will be open on the 25th and 26th from 6 to 8, and then, of course, on Halloween from 6 to 9. So we are the family-friendly version of the super scary haunt, where we don't have actors and nobody's going to jump out at you, but I have it on good authority that we will have a tattooed guy
Ooh.
with super curly hair. And then we'll have our strong man with super curly hair, and we were going to have a fortune teller. So yeah, we'll have
Nice.
the same kind of carnival feel without the super scary stuff.
Well-
And in a month or so, we'll have more details for you.
Yes.
Right? And also, really quick, we missed a very, 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 very
wow.
important thing.
Yeah.
August
Yes,
30th. And,
the
and,
car
and Amy,
show.
pardon us for just a minute. We got to talk about this for just a minute,
Yes.
and then we'll take our break. Yeah, we have the KCHW Rev It Up for the Radio car show happening August 30th in the Chula City Park. If you have a classic vehicle you want to enter, it is a $10 suggested donation. You just bring your car up. There's no registration, no sign up. You just bring your car in the park, pay your fee there. If you choose, we're going to have a raffle, a large raffle package that's going to be amazing. We've got a
Nice.
ton of silent auction items. I have a few things here. So that raffle prize is going to be a kayak, a fishing pole from the Valley Market, fishing gear from Sadie's Ace Hardware, a day pack backpack, and a Nalgene bottle from REI, a seafood gift card from Blue Creek Mercantile. MK Coffee Station has a $25 gift card in Valley. There's a little kiddie pool if it makes it through, because we're using it for the
Right,
kids to
at the
go
farmers
through.
market.
That was one that accidentally got added on there, and legally you have to have all those items. Anyway, yeah, it's a technicality, but yeah, that pool is part of it. And then for the silent auction prizes, these are absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Our fundraising director, Melissa Silvio, has done an amazing job getting these prizes for us. Thank you, Melissa. So we have an annual family pass for up to 10 people for the Blue Zoo, the aquarium in Spokane. And we also, to go with that, just a little fun thing, we have another one of these amazing jellyfish from Marcy Bravo.
Oh, fun.
We have 6 carousel rides, 2 sky gondola rides, 2 roller skate or scooter rentals at Riverfront Park.
Nice.
And that isn't either or. That is all of those things.
Nice.
So 6 carousel rides, 2 sky gondola guides, and 2 roller skate or scooter rentals for the skate park.
That's a fun afternoon.
Yeah. We have an aquatic painting by artist Orla Colvin, Tin Lizzie car painting by artist Tom Miller, Waits Lake Brown Trout, also from Tom Miller. We're going to have an art piece from one of my favorite artists, John Sebastian. We have this really cute, adorable bamboo fish wind chime from Sally Bean at the Bean Patch Antiques and Other Things. We have a $100 gift card to Wonderland Spokane. This one blows me away. So we have 4 front row tickets to Billy Bob Thornton and the Boxmasters concert at Spokane Live on September 4th. And in addition to that, we have 4 table seats to Billy Bob Thornton and the Boxmasters concert at Spokane Live on September 4th. That was donated by Spokane Live, which is the new venue of the Spokane Tribe.
Nice.
It is a 5,000 seat outdoor venue.
Nice.
It is incredible.
And these are all raffle items?
These are the silent auction
Silent
items.
auction. Oh my gosh.
We have 2 tickets to the
Super fun.
Masterworks performance, The Mailers at Spokane Symphony on September 13th. Is it Mailers or Maulers?
I don't know.
Mullers. I think it's Mullers.
Mullers?
I don't know.
I'm looking at the English teacher. I don't know. Do you know?
This is from the Fox Theater. We have a gift card to Anthony's at Spokane Falls. That's in the mall. We have a gift certificate to. Oh wait, no, this one.
Okay,
He's
my
waiting.
eyes are glassing
No. Yeah, so we've got a gift
over.
card for the Onion, a year membership to Life Flight, which is huge.
Oh, yeah, that is.
Yeah, we have from Solnix. We have a lake floaty, one of those great big oversized floaties tubes that you can tow behind a boat, and a couple of
Cool.
life vests. And man, things are still coming in.
Okay,
I
and
would say-
where
That was
are
a
the
huge
silent auctions going to be? Your
Yeah.
car show is in the park, but where are your silent auction items going to be?
They are also in the park. So
Also
we'll have,
in the
we'll
park.
have tents set up with these items out for display,
Okay.
and
Okay.
you'll be able to sign up and do your silent auction for these items.
Okay, so these
I didn't
things
mean to
are
read all those, but I had to because they were just doing amazing.
yeah.
It's a lot.
Well, and we've got so much happening in Chihuahua, and so much. But right now we're just concentrating on this weekend. So go to your Chihuahua events calendar.
Yeah.
And that's
Chihuahua.events.
Chihuahua.events, and you can pull up, and it gives you all the details of all the things that we've been talking about. Not all of them, but most of them. And we just want to remind you to check out the Walt Goodman Historical Museum, and that's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday item only until Labor Day weekend, and then they'll be closed for the seasons. So you want to go check out your museum. You want to have your animals vaccinated at the clinic this weekend, and the Loon Lake Historical Society Summer Festival this Saturday. So we've got lots of things going on in Chihuahua, and we just
And music,
round them
music,
up
music,
every
yeah.
single week.
Exactly.
And we've got music going on almost every night. We've just got things happening. So it's a fun place to be.
We're running a little bit late. We need to get
We
to our
are.
break. We need to
Yes.
thank our sponsors.
Yes.
We need to listen to some news, and we'll be right back with our guest, Amie Shaumberg. Amie, am I saying your last name right? You are. All right. I said it right. All right, everybody. We'll be right back after this. Don't go away. Oh, hey, you know what? I will actually need just another second here because during the power outage, when our system reset, I need to bring back up all of our
Programming stuff.
programming stuff. So just a second here.
Okay, so
Bear-
we
bear
just
with me as I
chatter
go through this.
on,
Just
and
chatter
while
on.
yeah. So how are you today, Paula?
Actually, I'm doing okay. Got a late start this morning, but I'm going to blame it on the power outage that happened because I think maybe that,
But the power outage happened after you got
that
here.
we know of. That we know of, right? There was one before that we've discovered. No, it's a good day. And
Yeah.
I'm super, super excited. Daniel went to the Blues Jam, right? That's every Sunday over at Fired Up Pizza. And he said there was a new artist there that plays spoons.
Oh, that's what I
Oh.
wanted. Chihuahua's Got Talent.
Yes, see? And so was it your dream to have the jug band?
Yes.
Well, so there's a lady
he needs
there.
to organize, or she
Yes,
needs
so
to
that plays
organize.
the spoons, and she's amazing.
Ah.
And apparently at the Blues Jam, she brought, I don't know if this is a thing, professional spoons. They're
Oh
like-
yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
And so
my
she
uncle
would-
Ezzy played the spoons. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing.
And yeah, Daniel said she just blew everybody away.
Ah.
So super cool. We're one step closer to having the Chihuahua Jug Band.
I'm so excited. And I want those front row seats to
Right?
that. Yes.
Right?
We need to get the bass and the old wash basin, to do
And the
where they can-
saw.
and
that
the
they're gonna play
saw.
the saw. Are
So-
we
Yeah.
ready
So
for
with
our
that
break?
said, we are ready. I put in a little bit
Okay.
of a shorter news story so we can get back to the show.
Yes.
So we'll be right back, everybody. Stay with us. We're having some technical difficulties today, but we're muddling through.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be right back, everybody.
listening to Northern Lights Public Radio on 102.7 KCHW, Chewelah, Colville, Kettle Falls.
It's 8:23.
Your KCHW morning show is made possible by donations from
Colville Toyota. Colville Toyota, located at 160 West 3rd Avenue in Colville, offers new and used vehicle sales and service. Vehicle sales is open 8:30 a.m. till 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday, with a Toyota Express Maintenance Center open 7:30 a.m. till 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. More information on Colville Toyota's vehicle inventory and services is available at colvilletoyota.com. A small-town dealership with a big heart.
And by
Chewelah Flooring.
Chewelah Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products, including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chewelah Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Dell Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at ChewelahFlooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at ChewelahFlooring@gmail.com.
Programming brought to you by Ryan Moore, your Edward Jones financial advisor in Deer Park, Washington. Edward Jones, member SIPC. Edward Jones is a firm that helps individuals and business owners achieve their financial goals. More information is available at edwardjones.com or by calling 509-276-2974. Edward Jones, member SIPC, with locations in Deer Park and Chewelah.
This is KCHW 102.7.
For the Daily Yonder and Public News Service, this is the news from rural America. Changes made by the GOP-led Congress to food assistance could pose a challenge to grocery stores as well as recipients. Eric Cooper with the Food Bank of San Antonio says there are Texas counties where half of households rely on the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, to feed the family.
With that much of the population, the grocer, their revenue is dependent on those SNAP benefits also.
Gina Plata-Nino at the Food Research Action Center says many of these vulnerable grocery stores are in rural America where other options can be hours away.
So if the cost of food increases for a family that now has to travel 2 hours, right? When you think of gas, when you think of time.
Changes in the law include putting the cost burden on the budgets of individual states and expanding work requirements. Plata-Nino says these new requirements will add unanticipated burdens.
They don't come with a transportation offer. They don't come with a job offer, with a remote option.
The Trump administration's artificial intelligence strategy calls for removing land use rules that limit construction of data centers. But the goal of supporting American AI dominance comes with environmental impacts. In Indiana, Ben Murray with the Food and Water Watch says fossil fuel plants are reopening to help meet the industry's high energy demands.
Anything that prolongs our reliance on fossil fuel is going to increase the problems that we're seeing from the climate crisis.
Murray says new research finds emissions from data centers owned by 4 tech giants were more than 7 times higher than officially reported.
These companies can seem as if they're decreasing their emissions and meeting net zero goals, but in reality, emissions are amping up faster than ever for these companies.
What had recently been a 1,200-acre corn and soybean field outside New Carlisle is now 8 AI data centers with plans for 22 more. Descendants of a historic Jewish farming settlement are safeguarding its legacy. Anya Slepian explains.
In 1882, 43 Jewish families immigrated from the Russian Empire to Salem County, New Jersey, and formed a colony called Alliance. 5 generations later, William Levin and his wife Malia started a nonprofit to preserve and rebuild that farming community.
We thought maybe we could do something Jewish and creative and revive perhaps the spirit of the Jewish agrarian community that once thrived in South New Jersey.
American Jews are mostly urban, but Malia Levin notes the ancient Jewish texts originated in an agricultural society.
If you go back to a more agrarian-based lifestyle, the Torah can seem more relevant and immediate for you.
The Levins have used the land to grow traditional crops like tobacco, as well as kosher grapes. I'm Anya Slepian.
For the Daily Yonder and Public News Service, I'm Roz Brown. For more rural stories, visit dailyyonder.com.
All right now. Come on, boy. Yeah. Good boy. Yeah.
Hey, welcome back to the KCHW Morning Show. It is Wednesday, August 13th. What?
Why'd you turn it off, man?
Why-
It is Wednesday, August
Why'd I turn
13th.
what off?
We can't hear. Amy and I can't hear.
Well, I didn't, because I needed to turn my headphones up, and I didn't want it to be too loud in the room, or we'd get
Sure,
feedback in the microphones.
Sure.
See,
So
there's technical stuff.
I have no sound. I have no picture.
Right. I'm super excited. We have some new people listening to us. Terry Tomlinson. Hello, Terry is
Hello,
listening.
Terry.
Daniel is listening. Craig is watching. Gino is watching. So, yes.
And again, pardon, we've been having some technical difficulties today, so we've had to restart that video a few times.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're on.
It says one place we're going, and it says another place we're actually not. So we'll see what happens there.
Super, super excited. There's an
Yeah.
amazing woman with us here today.
It is.
I know her from the past 2 years. She's been in my Shakespeare productions and just been a phenomenal, incredible part of them, creating these incredible characters and doing so many amazing things with characters that I basically transformed and was like, Amie, do this. So super, super excited to have Amie Shaumberg here.
Yes, welcome to the show, Amy.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here. Goes well.
Wait, here, we got this for you. There we go. That's applause noise, you guys.
Okay.
Oh,
I was like, we
that's
can't hear
why
anything.
we need our ear.
Yeah, see, we need the...
these.
Tell you what, I'll turn this on.
Thank you.
And if it's too loud, then we'll turn it off. But I think we're okay. Can you guys hear that?
Okay.
No.
No.
We can hear you. You turned you up.
Okay.
Oh,
well,
that is you.
But we don't have any other sounds in the background. So
Okay, that would be you
You
then.
can only
Okay.
hear the one person talking.
All right. We're tracking. We're good.
And generally speaking, if it's synced properly, you cannot hear yourself when you're speaking through the speakers.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Back to Amy. Okay.
Back to Amy.
Back to Amy.
So good morning, Amy. Welcome.
Good morning.
Yeah, but I don't have your microphone plugged in. Hold on, really quick there. See, speaking of not being able to hear stuff, it's been a morning today. Good morning, Amy. How are you?
Good morning. That's
There
much
she
better.
is. Okay.
That is much better. So yeah, we have you on today. You have a new book coming out.
I do indeed.
Yeah. First of all, tell us a little about yourself. So have you been in Chihuahua long?
I have been here. Well, I've been in Stevens County about 10 years. In Chihuahua, about 8 of those.
Perfect. Same for me. Well, not the 10 year, but the 8 years. Yeah. So what brought you to Chihuahua?
I got a job. I teach at the community college up in Colville. So I moved to Colville first and then shifted down here after about a year and a half or so because I like the community better, honestly. Sorry, Colville.
Ooh, Colville, throwing guns.
She's throwing guns.
Is that a term? We just made up the term. I don't know. I'm gonna throw
I
this
think
gun
it's
at
throwing
you.
shade, right?
Yeah.
It is
I'm
throwing
gonna
shade.
Throw this at you.
Throwing guns is much more visceral, though.
Right. Wow. We're gonna call that now. So you have a new book coming. Do you want to get straight into talking about the book?
Sure, let's
Okay.
do it.
Okay. So yeah, tell us what you have coming out. I want to hear about it.
So my new book, it's called Murder by the Book, and it is a mystery novel, a murder mystery, if you didn't get that from the title. And it's told from the perspective of 2 different people, Ian Carter, who is a straight-laced homicide detective, and Emma Riley, who is a literature professor, much like me. And when someone starts killing women in the community and posing them like heroines from classic literature, they have to
Wow.
figure out how to work together to solve the crime.
Wow.
fun.
That's incredible.
I had to pull up the book on Amazon, and this is a great cover. Who did the artwork on the cover?
It actually came from my publisher. So it's published through HarperCollins, and I had an amazing editorial team who worked on the title, the art, the cover, all of that sort of stuff for me. So that was designed by one of their cover artists.
It's just wonderful. You know, you go to the bookstore, you go to the grocery store, and there's some books that you look at the cover and you're like, meh, this book I would pick up.
Yeah,
Even
I
if
love
I didn't
it.
know you. This is really cool. But Amazon says, 2 dead students, a coded reference to Shakespeare and the promise of darker things to come. Near a small college campus, a student is found strangled in an abandoned barn on the outskirts of town. She's been posed to look like a painting of Ophelia from Shakespeare's Hamlet, the scene taunting the police with a message they don't understand. Detective Ian Carter is known as a straight-laced cop, but seeing the girl's body leaves him shaken and uncertain of where to turn until a chance meeting with a charmingly awkward literature professor ends with her accidentally seeing and solving a clue left by the killer. That is awesome.
Thank you. And thank you for the dramatic reading. I should take you with me.
on the press tour.
Right? No, this is so cool. This is very intriguing. So what made you, like, you're a literature professor, but what made you think to write a book, or has this been in the brewing for a while? Or
it's been brewing for a long time. So I did creative writing as an undergraduate. That was my major. And then when I went to graduate school, I switched to literature, and creative writing sort of went on the back burner for a while. But it was always something I wanted to do. It was one of those childhood dreams. You're like, I'm going to be an author when I grow up. And then just did other things for quite a while. And then a couple of years ago, I'd sort of been picking at this for a while, on and off, vacations, free moments. I decided I had something I wanted to share, so I really buckled down, finished it, and then started submitting it to agents.
Nice. How long did it take before it got picked up?
A while. I unfortunately started submitting it right in the onset of the pandemic, which was a really bad time for the publishing industry, like everybody else. There are a lot of people who are just like, I'm not doing that right now. So it took about a year and a half, 2 years before I found an agent.
Wow.
Then the process goes to submitting it to editors, and that took another year. And then the editorial process, where you go through the publishing thing, took about 2 years in total. So it has been a long time coming.
Yes, a labor of love for sure.
When did you start writing this book?
I am honestly not even sure. I was trying to pin down the date because someone else asked me that. And it's been years and years and years. I sort of played with the idea for quite a while before I actually put, fingers to typewriter as it is nowadays.
Yeah.
So really started working on it around 2019, but had been noodling with it for a while before then.
I love that. I love this final blurb at the end of this bio on Amazon.com. Amie Shaumberg has crafted a smart, thrilling, and utterly compelling mystery that will have you trying to figure out who done it right up to the end.
I did not write that part.
That is great.
That's awesome. So the publishing process. So you're not self-publishing. You went through a publisher.
Yep.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that are self-publishing because they find this process too frustrating.
Yeah.
Too difficult. Do you have any advice for authors that are trying to go through this traditional publishing method?
So I'd say if you're interested in self-publishing, that's entirely valid. One of the reasons I didn't do it is because self-publishing takes a lot of hustle.
It really does.
You have to be willing to not only put your book out there, but organize all of the pieces, get everything together. I have ADHD, so that is not my strength.
Same.
So when I decided to go with the publishing route, I guess the piece of advice is just stick with it. It can be really time-consuming. It can be hard on your ego. You're probably going to get a lot of rejections before you get the yes, but remember, you only need the one yes.
Right.
And then it can sort of carry through. But yeah, it takes a while and it takes a lot of work, so be prepared to revise a lot. You revise before you get your agent, you revise after you get your agent, you revise before you get your editor, you revise after you get your editor. So you're going to spend a lot of time with this, and you have to put your ego on the back burner quite a bit as you get advice and notes from everybody and their dog, and some of them you'll love, some of them you won't.
Right.
But you have to sort of take them all in and decide what works best for the book.
Are there some changes that you got from the editor that they were like, you need to do this? And you're like, no, that totally ruins the book. Was there that argument that happened?
Not with my editor. I was actually really lucky. Before I signed with her, we had a Zoom conversation and sort of talked about, our vision for the book, what we saw, sort of the important elements, the important features, and Meredith, my editor, was very much on the same page. So when it came to her, most of the notes were like, this needs to be clarified, or this is, dragging a little bit. We need to take this part out. We need to shift things around a little bit, but still very much within the tone. When I was trying to get an agent, however, I had a lot of responses where the agent would say, this is great, very well written. We need to completely change the end, or something like that. And so then it becomes a question of, do you want to, sign with this person and then take your book in a direction that you didn't see it going? Or do you sort of stand firm and say, nope, I know my book. I know what I want to do with it. I'm going to take the chance that someone else will want to sign me and stick with the original vision. And I did that with a couple of people, and I got really lucky that I had both an agent and an editor who saw the book as I wanted people to see it.
Nice. Is this like the first of many, do you think? Do you already have like another book in the background of another collaboration between these two, or?
Part of that is up to the publishers. So I definitely have some ideas of where the story could go from here with the two main characters. But it sort of depends if the publisher decides to pick up my option for a second book, and that won't be decided for a couple of months until they like to look at numbers and sales and that sort of thing.
Right.
So if they decide, I would love to write more books about Emma and Ian. If not, I have some other ideas in the works that I would put out there.
Cool.
So, and this is your first book, correct?
This is my first book, yes.
That's incredible. What made you decide to go? I think you already talked about it a little bit, but what made you really fully decide to commit to this? What does that look like? Is it?
It looks like a lot of evenings and weekends sitting alone in an office typing at a computer.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's really unglamorous, I have to say that. But mostly, like I said, it's something that I had wanted to do, and just sort of got put on the back burner, and wasn't a priority as I was working on my career and other things. And I just realized that I had this thing that I had been wanting, and there wasn't going to be a better time to do it. I wasn't going to have more free time. I wasn't going to have all of those sort of luxuries. So I just decided I was going to try it and go for it and see what happened.
Very cool.
That's good advice for anything.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
For whether you're writing a book or had a secret dream to do some kind of career. There's not going to be a better time. Do it now.
Yeah, absolutely.
I had a dream to direct a play. No, I'm joking.
And you did it.
Yeah.
I love that. So when I have a lot of, I'm fangirling here, obviously, but I know a lot of authors have everything mapped out at their house. Like they've got their pegboard and they've got all the strings connecting people. Is that your process, or are you like a computer girl?
A little bit of both. I do have, I'm lucky to have a home office, so I can sort of take over it and make it my own space. And I turned the closet doors into a giant sort of murder board.
Nice.
Yes.
That.
Right now it is covered with pictures of serial killers. So a little uncomfortable for house tours, but yeah. So I do have sort of the visual elements. I use that mostly for picture inspiration. Like if I'm describing something, it's helpful to have like a picture of the scene or something out in front of me. And then I have outlines and notes and binders and all sorts of stuff that's sort of try to keep me on track. At one time, I tried to make a calendar just to make sure I didn't mess up the days. It comes down to a lot of minutia. So I have a lot of different checks and balances to make sure that I'm keeping the story straight in my head.
Yeah, so no parody errors, right?
So did you do all the research yourself? I've read some authors have research people that do.
No, I am the research person.
Uh-huh.
It helped that, Emma is a literature professor like me, so a lot of the stories and the text and all of that stuff, I have studied. I taught some of them. Poe pops up for those of you who are interested in Poe. And so I thought I might have a crowd here. So all of that stuff sort of comes from my own studies. The police stuff, I just got books and read and watched videos and did my best. All errors are my fault. But yeah, I did all the research, all of that myself.
And now you're on every government watch list there is.
Oh, my search history is messed up.
Right?
Yeah.
They will have questions.
So what is this
I'm an author.
Is this a modern time?
It is, yes. It's contemporary.
Okay, because if you were back in time, it'd be a lot more research
on
things to make it accurate.
I love reading historical fiction. I don't think I would ever be brave enough to write about it because, it gets very detailed and people get very angry. You can read the responses online like, you got the shoelace wrong on this page. I'm like, I could never be that much attention to detail.
Yes.
That's why I like the Star Trek and Doctor Who, because they go back in time, they change the timeline, and then they can do it.
They do whatever they want.
Yeah, time travel is the way to do it.
Yeah.
Right? No, I do have a favorite historical author, and boy, she has to be so detailed if she uses the wrong term.
Mm-hmm.
So, I can understand not wanting to go that route. So that was my next question. If you had like a secret detective or ex-police agent offer dude guy in the background that you were calling and referencing, hey, is this what the procedure would be? Is this how you would do this?
Oh, no, I wish I had that guy in my back pocket. No, again, just books, videos, all research on my own.
Well, who knows what's in your future?
There are enough mystery novels out there that people write, like, police procedure for mystery writers. So you can get the books that are very specifically, you need to know this, you don't need to know this, no one cares about this. And so they sort of, walk you through the steps that way.
Oh, it's too bad.
That's
We know a guy that's retired, like special agent that probably has all this crazy experience, but now he retires and he writes articles about birds, and he's a wonderful, lovely man, and I don't blame him at all.
I love that career trajectory.
Right?
He's like, I'm done with this. I'm going to watch birds and write stories about them.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Wonderful man. So if you don't mind telling us how are, because you're in the pre-sales right now.
I'm in the
right?
pre-sales
the
right
book
now.
Have you gotten the numbers back?
I have not.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, so no, I don't have the numbers. They just set me up with my little official online portal, but they won't start showing sales until, it's actually sold. So that is on Tuesday the 19th, so this coming Tuesday. So
that's when I get my
then
copy.
I'll be able to see what's going on. But yeah, right now I'm sort of in the dark.
And tell us, I'm looking at it on Amazon right now.
Mhm.
Tell us, are there other places to get it, or is?
Oh yeah, you can get it pretty much any place you can buy books. So
Okay.
right now it's available for pre-order. So Amazon, Bookshop, Barnes & Noble, all of the usual suspects. And then on the 19th it'll be hopefully in stores near you, if not definitely in online stores near you.
Well, and we have a lot of local stores that show local artists. So
Yeah.
I know Yale sells a lot of local artists' books. I know Valley, I think, has a bunch of local artist books. Are you going to have, I saw boxes at your house, right?
I do.
Right?
So it works a little bit differently with traditional publishing. So all of that sort of stuff has to go through my publisher rather than me specifically. So I do have boxes of books at my home, but they're more for promotional and sort of thank you for reading my book 400-time gifts, that sort of thing.
Or thank you for inviting us onto your radio show to talk about it.
I should have. I did
Ooh,
not.
I'm
Ooh, I'm
saying.
sorry.
No, that's okay.
But yeah, so all of the publishing stuff, that is another sort of interesting part of the traditional publishing process is a lot of that control goes away from the author.
Right.
So,
but you're allowed to come on the radio. And
I
talk
am
about
allowed to promote it. They love when I talk about the book, but
Beautiful,
they
beautiful.
keep their fingers on a lot of the other pieces.
Is there a book tour in your future?
Not a book tour. I am going to a book convention. It's called BoucherCon. It'll be in New Orleans this September. So,
Fun.
yeah,
Wow.
doing book panels, book signings, all that sort of stuff for the first time in September.
Right? How do I track you down when I get my book?
Well, call me.
Like, Amy, I have it.
Well, you have my phone number, so it's very easy for you to find me. Anyone else, you can find me on social medias. I am on all, most of them, not X, but most of the others.
Nice.
So, yeah, feel free to hit me up.
Are you going to set up, is there like a web page for Murder by the Book?
I do have a website. It's amywroteabook.com, mostly because I didn't trust anyone to be able to spell Shaumberg.
Right.
Years and years of experience taught me to not put that in anything.
My name is Chuck, and I still can't get people to get that one right. So,
well, the nice thing is if you do spell my name right, I'm the only one out there.
This is cool.
So the website again is
amywroteabook.com.
I love that.
Your new dark academia obsession awaits. How fun. Oh, I love this. Oh, I'm excited. I ordered your book. Of course, the second you said you wrote the book, I
thank
ordered
you.
my book like the day you said go order it, right? And so I have had it on order forever. Ooh, and look at the different sizes.
Yeah, it is available in hardcover right now. Paperback will come later, but you can get it as an ebook or an audiobook if you prefer.
Nice.
I just have to say, I typed in amywroteabook.com, and one of my suggested searches based on you is Kentucky Fried Chicken potato wedges. I don't know what the
I have
relation.
no idea what that is. Don't hate them. But that is very
This is a
confusing.
shared browser, so I'm just saying.
So you said it's also read. Who read it for you?
So her name is Gail Shanlon, and again, that was set up through my publisher. So she's a professional audiobook narrator. And that was sort of a fun process. They sent me links to several different audiobook narrators for me to sort of evaluate. I am not a big audiobook person, so I actually had my parents who listen to audiobooks all the time, listen to the little samples, and they got to vote, and we sent in our favorites, and Gail was the top pick. So
Oh, I can't wait to hear. I might have to get the audiobook too because I love audiobooks.
Yeah.
Especially for long drives, you just set the audiobook going and listen. And there's nothing worse than getting a bad reader.
I agree.
There's a lady who I love. It's the Cozy Nook series or something like that. It's one of the cooking. They make muffins or something.
Mm-hmm.
And the audiobook reader is so harsh that it's very, very hard to listen to the book. You're just like, oh, stop speaking. Yeah.
So that is why I got input. 'Cause I'm like, oh, audiobook listeners really have strong preferences.
Yes.
They do.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's just one voice, or is it multiple people?
It's just
voicing
one
it?
voice.
Yeah. Then it ceases to become an audiobook, right? Then it's a production or something.
Right. True.
I want to be an audiobook reader.
Maybe you could adapt it for a future radio play.
Ah,
some radio theater.
That's a really good idea.
I know yeah.
Good job. We'll have to talk on it. No, that would be cool.
I would love to. If you ever want to write an adaptation for radio, you can go ahead and write that out, and we'll do it.
The tricky thing is taking all the exposition and making it dialogue, because if not, you have someone just talking for 4 minutes solid.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
And then this happened, then this happened, then this happened.
The sound effects would have to be really, really graphic. Oh, and splatter, splatter, splatter. You know, maybe a murder book is not the way to go.
If there were a murder radio book where the sound effect was splatter, 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 I would be there. I would listen to that all day.
You know, we've been looking up for the Nevermore play a lot of the Foley sounds, and there's a lot out there for splatter sounds. You know what the number one thing is? Spaghetti.
Oh,
that makes sense.
Put a microphone in your spaghetti, and you've got your
Your squishy. I'm going to be
there's
grossed
a lot
out
of really
now.
awful
Yeah,
noises.
that's Sharon and I are
No
both
wonder
like,
you don't like.
I was going to say that is going to ruin spaghetti.
And it's all about the nuances and the amount of sauce that you mix in with the spaghetti. I'm just saying.
You got my imagination is going overboard on this. So if you were to write another genre, like murder, of course, this looks absolutely riveting, and I'm super excited. Like I said, I can't wait to get my book. I'm supposed to get it on the 19th. I'm waiting for that "it's been shipped" notification. But where else would you write? Like, would you branch out? You said you wouldn't do historical anything because it's just too many people
intimidating.
nitpicking. Yeah, no, I totally get that. Where else would you write? What would you?
Oh, that's a great question. Probably more in the literary fiction realm. Obviously, that's something I like to read and teach. I've never had any aspirations for the great American novel or anything like that, but I think it would be fun to do more sort of a straight literary. The nice thing, someone once told me, the thing about literary fiction is it doesn't have to have a plot. So it's just sort of a mood piece that you work through.
Right.
So that would be really fun to play with, I think.
You just have to have like really riveting characters that people want to hear about and want to read about.
Characters, emotions, scenes, but you don't have to have like, and then this happened, and this clue ties to this clue, which by the way is a very hard thing to do. So yeah, it would be sort of fun to just, be a little freer with my plot construction. Fewer murder boards and more just mood pieces.
Very cool. Yeah.
Some of my favorite books to read, we call them potato chip books, because they're wonderful and they're great. They're like you said, they're not like, they're not War and Peace. They're not these great big literary construction, but are you ever going to actually read War and Peace? No, you're not. But would you read,
she actually probably has read War and Peace.
I mean, a lot of people do, but not unless you really have to.
Yeah, only in college. That was not a fun read.
Or want to do it just to say you did it. But like the True Blood books, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Those are a blast, and those are just quick. I mean, you sit down, you end up before you know it. Okay, I've been sitting here for 4 hours and I'm done with the book.
Oh yeah, I love that stuff. I call it bathtub fiction because if you read it in the bathtub and drop it, it's not that big a deal.
Yeah, exactly. We call them potato chip books because they're wonderful and you love them and you can't get enough and you keep going back for more. Nutritionally, probably not a lot there. I'm not saying that I'm not comparing this to your book, but I do love a lot of the, and they're quick reads and they're fun reads and they're not like you talked about. A lot of the readers, they get very serious about making sure everything is perfect. And you're going to get that no matter what. But, there's a lot of forgiveness, I think, with the authors in those kind of books where they're not held quite to the same standard, but yet a lot of them are the most successful authors because people just can't get enough of their books.
Yeah, definitely.
There's a algorithm that they follow. There's a real, once you have that successful mixing of characters and you have that algorithm of play, people just want more and more of it. So it's like a good thing.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a bad thing because then you're kind of stuck in this, this realm. I don't know.
Which is why some of them write under a different name.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's because people are expecting a certain type of book from them. And then if they want to write differently, I've read of some of them that they, choose a different name to write under when they change.
Yeah. Like. Yeah. J.D. Robb, I actually can't remember the other name.
Nora Roberts,
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a really successful person who's written under a lot of pseudonyms because she changes her genre.
Well, even Stephen King has had, Peter Straub is one of his pen names, and I think he's had Stephen King's had a few different pen names, hasn't he? Hasn't he written?
I think he has. The publishers tend to always add like little parentheses. This is actually Stephen King at the
Yeah,
bottom,
he's
so
so
it ruins
famous,
his game
yeah.
a bit. But
Yeah.
Well-
But no, it's important because otherwise, like a lot of, so I enjoy Stephen King, but after you've read 3 or 4 of his books, all the characters have the same feel. Everything is very base. Everybody is very coarse. Nobody has any grace in his characters. He sees people as raw and crude and
I mean, have you met people, to be fair?
look
No,
at this
not true.
beautiful lady
I
sitting
know,
next to me.
I
Look at
know.
I was
this
about to say,
beautiful
it's not
woman sitting next to me on this
I'm
side.
kidding.
I mean, people have such beauty. They
I
have
know,
such beauty. And so I had to stop reading Stephen King's books because I'm like, this is not how I see the world. And it bothers me that everybody in his view is so coarse.
That's true.
It doesn't matter what outward facing of beauty you have, that's completely disregarded because you are a human animal and therefore you are flawed and you are broken and you are coarse. You know, and I don't want to read that all the time.
I think part of that's the horror genre.
It must be.
One
yeah.
thing I think people really like about horror is it's kind of cathartic. You can work through all of like the really bad feelings, but in a safe place because you know you're going to shut your book and put it away, and it goes back where he's supposed to be. So I think part of that sort of coarseness really is like I'm going to look at the darkest stuff out there. I'm really going to dig in. I'm really going to explore. But if that's not something you're looking for, it can be very uncomfortable to spend time in that headspace.
Oh my gosh, I bet you're the best literary teacher ever.
I love
right?
that. Wow.
No,
All
that
right,
is
we're
awesome.
done. Amy, can you just talk for the rest of the show and we'll just listen to you?
Yeah. Oh, these lectures. Like, whoa. I had thought of it that way because I went like in the really old school dark horror. I went like Cthulhu. I went like, you know, the creepy, you know, I went the old school classic, you know, stuff.
The Cthulhu stuff's interesting because a lot of what he's looking at there is, you know, fear of the other, the outsider.
Yeah.
This fear that people who aren't like you are going to come in. That's why he gets accused of racism quite a bit because it's like, I'm not sure about some of these monsters. But it is an ongoing
Right.
sort of exploration of the outsider. In mystery novels, too, you see, like, the mysterious outsiders, this sort of tropey figure.
Yeah.
And whenever you pop them up, it's like, that is not the killer. It's not going to be the mysterious outsider. That is too easy. But it's that same sort of fear being explored of, like, this stranger I don't know might come and do something scary when, for me, the best mystery novels are the ones where it's like, it's not the stranger you don't know. It's the person
best
next
friend
door.
or something. Yeah.
Did you ever watch a?
It's Chuck.
Watch
Dun, dun, dun.
Right? Watch a show or a movie or read a book, and it is the most obvious person, and it's just what? Really? It just sometimes feels really lazy to have it be. But I have seen a few where that is the twist: is that it is the obvious person, and I've seen it done well, to where it's almost messes with your mind. Like it can't be that they're the most obvious. It couldn't be them. They wouldn't do that because they're obvious. But then
Yeah, any trope can be done well.
Oh, yeah.
They can also be done very badly,
Oh,
but
yeah.
any trope can be done well.
I do remember as an elementary school kid, I would have my Stephen King novels, and I would take the book covers from other books and cover the Stephen King novels with the other book
so
covers.
they wouldn't see it.
So I could read it. You know, in third grade, you're reading, Misery in class, and your teachers are gonna, we had teachers that would be like, no, you can't.
Yeah, you're going to have a conference about that.
Yeah, not in my classroom. I got sent to the principal's office more than once for things I was reading.
Oh, that's awesome.
I was into horror comic books in elementary school, and I remember once I had for a while briefly there was a Nightmare on Elm Street animated series, or not animated but a comic book series, and it wasn't about the Nightmare on Elm Street. It was about the experiences with his mother, and the him as a child.
Yeah, that is not third grade reading material.
And
That
was
is definitely
not
not
third
third
grade
grade
reading
material.
material, and I got sent to the principal's office for that one.
So I want you to describe the perfect environment in which I should read your book. Like, should I be by myself? Should I light a candle? Should I have, filet mignon? Should I have some wine? Is this
Fava
a
beans and a
whiskey
nice
book?
Chianti.
You know what?
That's where my mind went
Right.
too. Yeah, you probably don't need the fava beans. I mean, there's a lot of, literary stuff, literary references. That's a core piece of it. But it's not meant to be like a, great in-depth, again, not the great American novel. Never was my ambition. So I would just say any place you're comfortable.
Nice.
Readers get very specific about how they like to read.
Yeah.
Like, chairs, beds, bathtubs, hammocks, wherever you want to be. Some people I know, really, hammock, always good. Some people I know read exclusively in really strange sitting positions because that's just like their reading thing. So I'd just say,
Right.
wherever you like to read, own it.
Very cool.
Are there any cautions? I mean, are there any age limits? Would you let Chuck as a third grader read your book?
No, Chuck as a third grader cannot read my book. So my niece,
Oh,
who
man.
is going into the 5th grade, really wants to read it. I put her in the acknowledgement page as sort of a, like, you're here, you can read it when you're older. So yeah, so there's definitely some trigger warnings. It is a murder mystery, so there's going to be murder, obviously. Yeah. I put that on the cover in big letters, so you cannot miss it.
You mean it's not by at picnics?
It is there at picnics. So yeah, so if murder, it's not gory. None of the murders happen on page or anything like that, but there will be murder. One of the themes that I'm really dealing with is sort of female objectification. The women being posed literally as objects from paintings. Mm-hmm. And so there's, issues of sexism. There's some stalking in there. So if any of those sort of things bother you, I would say this is not your book.
Yeah.
If you want to explore those issues, then absolutely read it. But yeah, it's perfectly fine to say, hey, I don't like reading about murder. I want the fluffy stuff, and that is valid.
So what is one of the images that you're referencing? Can we look at it?
Oh, absolutely. So I didn't do exact duplicates of the image, but one that plays a big part. There's a image of Ophelia by Millais.
How do you spell Millais?
Millais.
Isn't that the same way you spell Malays? Like a... No, it's a little bit different.
It's a little bit different.
Yeah, a little bit different.
Oh, where she's in... Yeah.
So yeah, it's a really famous poster, has probably graced many dorm room wall, for those of you who are pretentious English majors like me, at least. So yeah, it's the famous picture of Ophelia. She's in the water. She has her hands sort of up by her shoulders as she sinks down. That's one of the sort of big images that's referenced. There's a lot of pre-Raphaelite, which is the era of artists that's in. A lot of pre-Raphaelite artists that get sort of referenced or nodded to in the book.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how fun. Oh, I'm really excited.
I feel like that Ophelia painting, is that a photograph or a painting?
It's a painting.
It's a painting.
Yeah.
It's a photograph.
Well, it's probably one of the most copied.
It is.
It's very...
it's
every photographer,
highly reproduced.
At some point in their life, every photographer is going to take the Ophelia photo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that pose where she's sort of, again, in the bathtub with her hands up is one that you see reproduced in a lot of different work, even if it's not the actual Millais painting.
Mm-hmm.
Which was actually the reason she is in this was part of my research, is that the model was actually in a bathtub. So she's just sort of constrained by the space that she was in, but it gives it this sort of lovely ethereal look where she looks like she's sinking beneath the water.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
That's really cool.
So I'm getting it for those of you online here. I'm just trying to get it into frame here. I've got a little...
There it is.
Yeah, I've got a little picture of the front of the book. It's a great cover, and I know she asked you a little bit about your cover artist. And did you say who did the cover art?
I actually don't know their name. It was part of the team at HarperCollins.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't get to work with them directly. There are covers and pictures sent back and forth. The flowers, though, that are on there was one of my suggestions, and it is based on an image of the flowers from Shakespeare's Hamlet that Ophelia talks about. So that same Ophelia picture, they're sort of nodding at in the cover art there.
Very cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. So my brother wrote a book, and he sent to family covers. He sent like 5 covers, and we had to vote on them. So did you have things like that? Did you have different covers that you picked, or did they just...
I got a couple of different options. I got to vote. I was not the final decision, but I did get to vote, so I was doing the same thing, like, texting them to friends and family. It's like, which one would make you buy the book? And this one won.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's
this
incredible.
Is a good cover.
I really like the cover.
Yeah.
If I walked by this in the store, I would be like, ooh.
Exactly.
That's the goal.
Read the back, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I love the old typewriter keys.
Yeah.
Daniel says that there is some streaming issues going on, so hopefully people are getting this. He says that there's a lot of repeating, so hopefully those issues have been worked out.
Yeah, we've been last couple of days here. I think all of Chihuahua's had some internet issues from somebody.
The joys of living in rural America.
Right.
Yeah.
I love my little town though.
Same.
Our little meter that tells us when we're streaming and when we're dropping has just stopped. It's just red. It says you're having problems. So if you're out there trying to listen online, again, our apologies for that. We're working on it. We're gonna get things a little more stable for you coming up in the future. But this generally doesn't happen like this. So,
Mm-mm.
But we are on the air, so there's that.
I may have to to
Very cool.
read the book so I can suggest it to book club.
Yes, do
I'm
that.
part of a book club.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and
love
actually,
that.
Sharon has shared a couple of books from her book club, and I've really enjoyed them.
Yeah, the one
So,
we're
yeah.
reading right now is The Rent Collector.
I don't know
I've
that
read
one.
that one.
Oh, yeah, that's a good book.
Is there, I bet you they probably all get spammed to death, but if there was like a directory of book clubs where you could submit a book and then it could go out to all the book clubs across the country.
That is a great idea.
Or maybe book clubs could sign up to be on the list to get suggestions for new books coming up.
Right? Or if one of the big, like, what is that one that they send you a book every month? How, like, you need
Book
these.
of the Month Club? Yeah.
No, it's, oh my
Sort of.
gosh. So you can pick your book genre by who is leading this club. And so if you like metaphysics stuff, there's this one author and they send you all of why can't I remember the name of this
I don't know
club?
what you're talking
I
about.
don't either, but it sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It is
right?
a Book of the Month Club, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's at least riffing on that idea.
Right.
Well, and one time I suggested a book that I thoroughly enjoyed to a different book club, and they came back with all kinds of criticism over it. But it was written by someone who was subbing for my husband when he had to spend some time in the hospital, and it was the rough draft, and we knew it had problems.
Yeah.
But the book club's critique of it was just awful. Because of spelling errors or this or whatever,
Oh my gosh.
And that wasn't the purpose. It was a delightful story, and it just you had to overlook some of that.
That's hard to overlook, though. I mean, that's why self-publishing is so hard.
Right.
I have so I don't know about other people. I tend to collect types of people in my feed, and somehow I've ended up with a lot of editors. A lot of my friends are editors, which is sad because I can't spell to save my life. But there's nothing worse than opening up a book and being distracted by poor punctuation, improper spelling. I mean, if I'm noticing spelling is wrong, there's a problem, poor formatting where it's not consistent. All of these things are a huge issue with people who try to self-publish and won't go for one of the independent publishers that will help you or editors that will help you clean that up.
Yeah.
And so I know my editor friends are like, self-publishing, they kind of just...
Well, speaking of,
hands go
like,
up.
in school, I remember we had to read Hemingway and talk about somebody with, like, the worst sentence structure and the worst timing and phrasing. It was so dull. I just could not get through it all.
No.
Hemingway was doing it on purpose, to be fair.
Yeah, I was going to say, it was all part of
Oh,
the emotional meter of what he was trying to convey. Like, we'll talk, Chuck. Chuck, we'll talk.
But then again, I remember having to read, like, the Iliad and the Odyssey, and I was like, woohoo, this is great. And all the other kids were like, I don't get it. And I was like the one kid in class who was like, I want more. So,
right?
yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
All right.
Very cool.
Amie, really quick, we're about out of time. We had a little bit of a delay getting here, but we had some power issues, but we are out of time for the show.
Okay.
So tell us again where to get the book, the name of the book, and any other, maybe some advice you have for other authors out there.
Okay, so it is Murder by the Book by Amie Shaumberg. You can get it anywhere that you can buy books, really. At this point, it's available for pre-order on Tuesday the 19th. It will be available to actually buy. As far as advice for other authors, the biggest bit of advice is just finish the draft.
Yeah.
I teach writing, and one of the pieces of advice I always give my students is done is better than perfect. And that is absolutely true, because you can fix imperfect. You cannot fix a blank page. So just finish the draft and give it a try.
Ooh, I like
That's
that.
good
Done
advice.
is better than perfect.
Yeah.
I
like
love that.
That's a lesson I need to learn from
I
myself.
was like, I need that on a plaque. That's awesome.
Because if I don't have time to do it right, I generally just don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you don't have anything.
And then I overthink it, and I'm like, well, what if I do this wrong? And then I like that.
Yeah, and you will do the thing wrong. That is the other piece of advice. You will do the thing wrong. Just be prepared to fix it.
Right? I love that. All right, Amie, well, thank you so much for coming on.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate it. You've given us some stuff to think about there at the end. I might change my whole life now.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Done is better than perfect. I want to go to your class now. I'm like, I have to sign up.
All right. Oh, I got to get this on the camera here because they are looking at my schedule. Hold on here. I'm going to get us out of here. All right. So we'd like to invite you to stay tuned tonight from 6 to 8 p.m. We have Music for the Mountain. 8 to 10 p.m. is Dirt Road Blues with our very own Dirt Road Doug McQuain live in the studio. 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. we have Planetary Radio, Sea Change Radio, Echo Shock, Total, and Earth Date. And tune in tomorrow morning for the KCHW Morning Show, where it'll be myself. We have Gina Greenwood, and we are welcoming our newest DJ, Leah B., also known as Eliana. You might know her around town. She will be starting her new show, Pretty Static, tomorrow evening from 6 to 8 p.m. will be her debut of her new show. She will be joining us tomorrow morning on the Thursday morning show to give us a little preview about what to expect and just talk about joining us on the radio. So we'd like y'all to have a great day out there. Thank you so much. Say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
All right. Thank you so much for listening to KCHW 102.7.